Hey everybody, it is finally fall and the temperatures are finally getting cooler. The leaves will start to change colors and fall onto the ground. But also what takes place during the fall is the big bird migration. Birds are on the move. They're headed from the north all the way down south for where they plan to spend the winter months. So in today's video, I'm going to share some tips on what I'm doing to prepare my bird sanctuary for the big migration. Stay tuned. So the first thing that I plan on doing is minimizing some of the bird feeders that I have set up. I'm going to empty whatever seed might be left. I'm going to clean them properly, and then I'm going to store them for the season. So in this area, I had 3 particular feeders set up, but the truth of the matter is I only need one to get me through the fall, and I'm going to clean this one up and store it. And then also this one, which is supposed to be for the finches. I'm also going to empty this one, get it all cleaned up, and store that one away. So the only one that I plan to keep is this one, which you can see is currently empty, so that's great. It'll make it easier for me to clean. But this one, because it's so big, it's good enough to service any of the birds that might want to eat here, as well as some of the other animals that I get that come and visit my feeder. So definitely going to be downgrading in this area. Next, I want to talk about my bird bath. So I'm a little bit torn on what I want to do here. And because of that, in the winter months, we don't get a lot of sunlight. Things are going to get covered by the snow. So I feel like I'm going to have quite a few challenges in trying to keep my bird bath available. But let me know what you would do if you were in this situation, or what do you do if you're able to keep your bird bath going all year round. I'd really like some good suggestions on what I would be able to do. But for now, the fall has just begun. So I'm just going to probably have to clean it a bit more than I normally do, because as the leaves start to fall, the bird bath is probably going to get a little bit more dirty than it was in the summer months. So I'll probably be out here just changing out the water and cleaning it a bit more frequently. And I did do a short video on how to clean your bird bath. So I'll put a link in the description about for that video as well. But for now, I'm just going to keep things status quo, and I'm not going to change anything, and I have to give some thoughts about what I can do. But I'd really like your opinion. Let me know. I will be downgrading my hummingbird feeders. The hummingbirds have definitely on the move. I've always maintained 2 hummingbird feeders at all times. This one, as you could probably see, the mums are getting so big and beautiful that they're starting to kind of cover up the hummingbird feeder. So if they even notice that it's here, I'm not sure, but I can definitely downsize for now. It is early in the season and hummingbirds may still be on the move. So I do not plan to remove all of my hummingbird feeders. I'm just going to downsize for right now. So I'll start with this one, drain it, clean it, store it for the season. Next, I need to do some downsizing and some maintenance on my, what I considered my Birdie Bistro. And oh, look at what happened. This was a pleasant surprise. Because the birds are constantly throwing seeds on the ground, I actually got sunflowers growing for the very first time. I'm so surprised by this. Look how beautiful that is. So, very surprised. But what do I need to do here? I plan to keep this feeder out, even though it's camera activated, and I do not feel the camera will last during the cold winter months. I still can have seed available for the birds to use. It just won't be in your video recording. So this is my camera activated hummingbird feeder. This is the one feeder that I am going to leave up for now, because this was frankly the feeder that was used the most throughout the season, and hummingbirds are still migrating. So I'm going to leave this one up probably for several more weeks. I just want to make sure all the hummingbirds have made it as far, out of my area as possible before I take away any other kind of food source. So this one was for suet cakes, and then this one was just for large bird seed. So as you can see, they're grody conditions here. So I definitely have to clean these up and get those stored away for this season. And then hopefully if I do a good enough job, I'll be able to reuse them again in the spring. This was the Oriole feeder that I had set up. And as you can see, it is it's in pretty bad shape. It's very, very dirty. So I'm going to have to clean this one as well and store that away for the season. I think I'm going to keep this up for the entire season. Probably will put the in-shell peanuts here that are very popular, especially with the blue jays. I don't see any issues with keeping this feeder available. So I think that's going to be my plan for the season. It doesn't need to be cleaned. Probably just put some fresh bird seed out. But I think this one will definitely be one that I can use all year round without any issues. So, all right, just want to give you a quick look at the different little supplies that I'm going to be using. Firstly, I purchased a brand new scrub brush, and this one will be dedicated for the cleaning my bird feeders going forward. Definitely have a pair of gloves. I always wear gloves, whether I'm cleaning something or just even changing out the bird seed. Definitely I always wear gloves. I did purchase some bird cleaning solution. I purchased this online. I've never used this brand before, so I don't know how well it's going to do, but I did like the fact that it was like natural, and so I wouldn't have to feel too bad about any chemicals, getting into the bird feeders. So I'll definitely let you know my opinion about that. And then finally, I plan to just rinse everything after I'm done cleaning it, just simply with my watering can here. So I'm going to go ahead and get started and let you know how it goes. All right, quick recap before I get started. This is everything that I need to clean, and this is like your before photos. And then I'll come back and I'll definitely share after photos. And then along the way, I'll give you some of my opinions about the products that I purchased and whether or not they actually worked pretty well. And then in the end, I'll show you the final results just so you can see how well things are. But for right now, this is what I'm dealing with before, and I'll get back to you and let you know what happens afterwards. Okay, so this is, let me get my gloves on here first before I touch this. I know I shouldn't be so squeamish about this. This is part of, doing your bird watching, birding responsibilities. You're just going to have to deal with some icky stuff from time to time, but no sense in not being able to wear gloves. Anyway, this is the bird feeder that I'm going to try and restore first and film the entire process. So this one has a copper top, and I can't even see where in certain spots the copper has started to patina. So I really want to be able to save this one for next season. There's just a little bit of bird seed in here I'm going to go ahead and dump out, and then we're going to get started. So that's open. Let's see here. All right. And by the way, I have not done this before, so if I'm doing things improperly, please let me know down in the comments, but we'll see what I can get done. First thing I'm going to do is kind of dry brush everything, just in case there's any caked on debris. Try and get as much of this off as possible. And I'm hoping this brush is going to be small enough to get into the crevices. Well, I might have to use my fingers on some of this. Yeah, the fingers are working better. Trying to loosen up some of that caked on bird seed. Make sure everything. Oh yeah, that all out. In parts of this video process, I'll probably speed up and then slow things down when I'm actually speaking. But for now, my hand can't fit in there. My hand's a little bit too big, but as best as I can, I've gotten all of this extra bird seed. Oh, wait a minute, I'm getting a little bit extra. Yeah. All right, so that's all of the birds. Okay, get my paper towels nearby. So let's see, what do the directions say here? Should be pretty obvious. You just spray it. Okay, apply to the surface, use a cloth and scrub in a circular pattern. Allow it to stand for 1 minute. Rinse with clean water. And for stubborn stains, just repeat the process. Okay, pretty simple. All right, let's turn this on. Get it into the spray mode. Yeah, that's there. Came out pretty easily. I'm going to start with the top. Let's see here. I'm going to scrub it a little bit. Even though it said to use just a cloth, if I could speed up the process, because some of this stuff is caked on, then I know that I could avoid having to do this multiple times using a scrub brush. And this is helping get some of that caked on poop off. It's very hot, guys. Try and get into the shade more. Okay, not bad. Let me actually follow the directions. It said to use a cloth, but I just have paper towels out here. Didn't anticipate needing to buy cloths for this. All right, so there are some stains on here that are pretty stubborn. Oh, but look at that. Look at all that dirt that's coming off. I should have started a timer to see how long it takes me just to do one. I haven't even done the let it sit for 10 minutes part. So let me go ahead and spray the other ones just so I can have that 10 minutes time elapse. It's just too anxious to get started. All right, so the other ones will definitely meet the 10-minute criteria, and we'll see if that even makes a difference. But circular motion. And I don't expect these to look brand new again. I mean, they've taken some abuse this season. I had so many birds this past season. I just want it to be clean enough where I can store it, and then I waste money and go buy something else just because I didn't clean it properly before I stored it. So I don't want to be wasteful. So I would say overall this came pretty clean, and I haven't even followed the directions. It's always helpful, isn't it? Just getting the inside clean. This one was really pretty. I love copper. I'm just gonna patina over time. Let's see. The cage area is pretty clean, as the birds would just claw onto the sides here and then peck away at the food inside. So this was pretty clean. All right, what I'm going to do is now I'm going to just spray this and actually let it sit for the 10 minutes and then move on to the next one and come back to it. But for a first pass and not even paying attention to the directions or following the directions, this looks pretty good. So I'm happy so far. Okay, next. This one's not in bad shape. There's definitely some seed in here that I need to get rid of. I'm gonna come back and get another tool that I can use to loosen up some of that seed that's inside. All right, I'm using this weeding tool. There's a little bit of caked on seed on the inside. Oh yeah, that's working great. So I can kind of scrape that out. And I know you're not able to see this on camera, but the scraping tool is just loosening up some of the caked on bird seed that's on the inside. Once I get this completely empty, I'll be able to proceed with cleaning it. If anybody knows a better tool that I can use besides my gardening tools, leave me a comment below. I'm willing to check out anything that's going to make my job easier. And that's something else we could talk about. There's a lot that goes into taking care of birds, this bird watching hobby. It's a lot of work involved. There's more to it than just buying a bird feeder and putting some bird seed out. There's regular maintenance that you need to do throughout the season. Of course, we won't even talk about the expense of keeping the feeders full. I've talked about that, how during the height of the season I've had to purchase food almost every other day. And it's so strange to now all of a sudden, nothing. I mean, I had certain videos where I had like over 500 birds come in a single day. Now, not very many. So at least I get a break for a little bit. But I will miss my birds. All right, I'm just going to show you in the camera. Hopefully you can see that. Everything's nice and loose now. So I'm going to go ahead and dump this out and come back. I am having to stop to take breaks. Even though it's fall, today is still a very bright sunny day. Clean my glasses. That sweat dropping onto my glasses. Okay, all right, that's better. Now I can see. Okay, glasses are on. It's pretty much empty. The main thing I want to make sure is that all of the holes where the bird seed comes out is no longer clogged. So I definitely don't want to store things over the long winter months that are clogged. Yep, so I got it emptied on the inside, and now I'm gonna get started with cleaning it on the outside. So I did pre-treat, but I'm just gonna spray this a little bit more and start scrubbing. This one is it's coming cleaner, so much easier. True enough, it wasn't as the copper one, but it could even be the material itself. It may just be easier to clean. And this one was kind of covered most of the season. And so the sun didn't bake on a bee of some sort. Yeah, but birds can't control when they relieve themselves. You know, just got to regularly clean your bird housing. Only stubborn part I have is like right here. It's a little bit stubborn, but for the most part, the top, pretty clean. All right, so let me work on this side. Clean the inside. All right, I don't think I'm gonna be able to get the brush on the inside. So let's see here. Just wipe on the inside as much as possible. Probably gonna switch to a new paper towel pretty soon. Oh, let's see here. Yeah, I didn't bring that many paper towels outside with me. I have to keep running back inside. I mean, it's hot out here, so if I go back inside the house, I'm probably gonna stay and put this off until another day. But I want good video continuity. So I'm just gonna try and get all of this done today. It is beautiful, even though it's a little hot, but it is beautiful today. Oh, look at that. So gross. But it is working. It is coming clean. It's cleaner. Let's see if I can scrape this a little bit here. I should have some music going. But if I was not video, I would have some music going. But I can't play music in my videos. I won't get a copyright. Right. Now I'm going to focus on the outside. This cleaner is working pretty well. I'm trying not to make a lot of banging, clanging sounds. And I'm also trying not to dirty what I just cleaned. It's coming out pretty good. Just make sure I'm careful where I'm placing my hands, because my hands are probably dirty and I'm just reapplying dirt as I clean. Would be good. Very inefficient. We just work on the little tray. Man, this is coming. And I've had this bird feeder for a couple of years. It has held up very well. The only thing is that from time to time I have to clean the holes where the seed comes out because it gets a little bit caked on. And being exposed to that, the holes get clogged. But other than that, this has held up very well. The birds haven't destroyed it. I've had some feeders that were lesser quality than those birds. Yeah, they did a number on some of those things, some of those feeders that I had in the beginning. Now my birding journeys that I've learned is focus on getting good quality and it'll last you. Okay, I'm gonna call this one so I just show. It's not perfect, but it is definitely getting that back. And come back to this one. Let's see if I can get it just a wee bit cleaner. I might need something. See, I'm afraid of getting something with stiffer bristles. Yeah, this is coming off now because I don't want to scratch. This one is really pretty with the copper. But I feel like this brush, the bristles are not stiff enough. That could also probably be said that I should have done this earlier in the season instead of waiting for the situation to get so bad, but next year I'll stay on top of it better, not wait till the end of the season. Try and do what I should have been doing all along. But considering how neglectful I think this is looking pretty good. All right, I'm not going to obsess over this one. This one I'm going to say as good as it's going to get and then move on, right? Because I haven't even done the rinsing part. All right, I'm going to look at this one next. Okay, this one is the suet cakes. Here's some suet that didn't get consumed, so I'll throw those out. And one of the door on this one is almost broken, but let's take that and toss it out there. Still good, even if this one was to break off completely and I can only use it for storing 3 instead of 4. I'm okay with that. It's plenty. And I have a second one of these as well, so in total I'm able to have 8 suet cake holders. So that's plenty. Who cares if one is just damaged and not able to be used? It's not a big deal. All right. Hopefully I'm not the one that ends up breaking this all together, so I'm going to try and be careful. But there's this one on the inside and on the top. Let's try. I'm going to start at the top. Ooh, this is coming. That came clean very, very, very easily. All right, let's look at the inside. Let's see. Hopefully this can fit inside. I definitely need to find a smaller brush because this one, it can't even fit all the way in. I'm just using the tip, which is probably not the most efficient way of cleaning this, but this is all I have for right now. So I'll look to see if I can find something smaller when I do this again. But it is getting clean. It's just taking me a little bit longer than it probably needs to. That was one side. All right, so definitely if I had a smaller brush, you can see how dirty it's getting. This cleaner is working very, very well. The only thing is that I don't have a brush small enough to get into the crevices, but the little bit that I can reach, it is cleaning extremely well. Oh man, I'm so dirty. I'm splattering all over me. Oh wow. Definitely don't wear anything you don't mind getting dirty. Okay. My hands are getting tired. And I am not left-handed, but let's see what I can do with my left hand. Just clean the cage doors on the side. I should be embarrassed to show that raggedy little cage on camera, but it's the reality here. Right. Man, other than the little bit of residue that's left behind, the rinsing process is not going to be that big of a deal. It's just a slight bit of residue that you probably want to get off before you store it away for the season. Okay, this one, I consider it done. Look at that. Remember how it started? It had poop all over it. So that's all gone. Like I said, I did the best I could with the size brush that I had, but once I rinse this, let it dry in the sun, I'll be happy to store that away. All right, so the next one that I'm gonna start working on is the Finch feeder. Now this has a lot of seeds still left in it, but I'm gonna put that out there in the field so the birds can just eat from the ground and then get this one cleaned up. This one's not in really bad shape. I've had this one for a couple of years. It's pretty faded as far as the color is concerned, but as far as how dirty it is, it's in pretty good shape. So I will be back and then we'll start cleaning this one. All right, so while off camera, I used my little weeding tool and I was able to go in around the sides here and get all the caked on bird seed off. And I've emptied it out into the fields so the birds can continue to enjoy them. And I think I'm ready to go ahead and start cleaning this one. So let's get this one nice and tight. I'm just gonna start again using my brush here to just get any fine stuff taken off. Okay, let's clean the top. Oh yeah, that extra 10 minutes, that's probably going to become a blooper. It's a B. But anyway, that 10 minutes to let the cleaner work on caked on debris, definitely recommend. I did that and now things are coming off much easier than they did when I just set out and didn't follow the directions. So get away from me. Oh, I don't want to get stung. No, not on camera. Thank you. Okay. Oh, very, very happy with that. Clean. All right, let's focus on the inside here. That's getting pretty good. Oh, it's coming along pretty well. A little bit on the side, but yeah, that's cleaning up very, very easily. Let's see here. Take some of that out. We're starting to clean along the bottom. I'm trying to get my finger in along the edge. A little bit of extra spray. I think that's pretty good. I'll show you the results here. The top came clean. All the caked on bird seed is now gone. Along the edges, all that caked on bird seed, that's all gone. I cannot fit my hand all the way down in there, but there's a little bit of caked on bird seed. Let's see if I can use this little tool here. Yeah, oh yeah, that's working. Oh no, it's stuck. Okay, there we go. Use the right tool for the job, people. That or you think outside the box and turn this into a multi-purpose tool. Okay, chicken. Yeah. Okay, I think that's good. 4 done, 1 left to go. Final stretch. Okay, last up is my Oriole feeder. Typically oranges and then jelly comes in here. And then you can also put simple syrup on the bottom, but I never did that simply because the Orioles would share the same feeders that the hummingbirds were using, so I didn't utilize that portion of it. That does come apart. Now typically throughout the entire season, I was cleaning this and I would just simply do it inside at the kitchen sink, just, using some paper towels and some dish soap and getting everything clean. But I'm very curious about how well this can clean this. So that's the only reason I'm doing it outside. Normally I would just take this inside, hot water, dish soap, and off you go. But I'm just trying to experiment and see if there's a better way. All right, let me start by get rid of all this extra debris. Don't want to deviate from my process. Results may vary if I do so. I'm just cleaning out the tray here. I really enjoyed the Orioles this past season. Oh, these pop off. Excellent. Even though I don't use these, because if you did use them, they have holes in it, and these holes are a little bit larger, so the Orioles were able to get to the simple syrup. Right, no, that should be even easier for me to clean. Those little crevices. I am going to miss the Orioles. I'm going to miss the hummingbirds. Even though I'm going to keep the feeder out, I really do feel like they're gone for the season. I haven't seen any in days, and my camera would have captured any visitors that I would have had, and it's been almost a week and I haven't had any, but I don't want to take that risk that there's some that are migrating from a much further distance and that they can't have a little pit stop at my area. So I always worry about them too. They travel so far. I mean, I hate doing road trips. I can imagine what they do every year and then all the way back north. And I think there was a movie made about it called The Migration. I didn't see it. I think it was one of those animated movies like from DreamWorks or something like that. But I didn't see it. But maybe during the off season I'll find it, watch it. Okay, I got all the excess debris out. So I'm going to go ahead and see how clean I can get this. This is wiping out pretty good. Even the things that were caked on underneath these little yellow flowers, which I'll have to clean those separately. That's coming clean. The only problem I'm probably going to have is getting inside the jelly tray, but I may have to just go in with my fingers and paper towels and do that. If this one doesn't get clean to my satisfaction, I'll just do what I normally do and put it in the, clean it in the sink. I'm running through a lot of paper towels, but it's coming clean. But I feel like this is a bit more effort than what I normally do. Well, that's okay. I mean, if you don't have easy access to water, or if you just kind of feel a certain way about cleaning the outdoor bird feeders inside the house for whatever reason, you may be able to use this as an alternative approach. So I'm not saying that it's not working. It is definitely working. It's just taking a little bit longer for me to do. And I feel like this one, the rinsing process, I feel like I need to just rinse better than just from using the watering can that I'm going to do. So, but I'll reserve judgment. But so far, I think I'm just going to stick to my usual approach. Okay, so my final thoughts with this, I'm not going to do too much more with this one. While it is working and it is getting clean, it's just much easier for me to do this inside either the kitchen sink or the bathtub. This is just all these little, there are a lot of little grooves and crevices that are getting missed, that just by me soaking it like I normally do, I just wouldn't be struggling this much to clean it. So, and then these, yeah, I don't feel comfortable that this is cleaned well enough for this one. So I'm just going to take this one, clean it inside the house, and I'll come back and show you what it looks like. Come on, pop these in. I don't know. I mean, other than they look cute, I don't think I need these. I don't use this feature, and this just makes it harder to clean. I'm just not going to use them. All right, so I am going to go into the house and take care of cleaning this one. I don't feel that the scrub brush and spray method is working very efficiently. So that'll be that. I'm going to fill my watering can. I'm going to do a final rinse out. So 4 out of the 5 feeders that I cleaned, I was very happy with the end results. Very happy using this, but for this particular one, I'm just going to clean it on the inside. And then going forward for next season, I'm not going to use these little flowers. I'm just not going to use it. I'm just going to make things easier for myself. It's not as pretty, but I need it to function before it's pretty. So I'm going to go do that. Be right back. All right, I am back. I went inside to clean my Oriole feeder the way I've been doing the entire season. That's basically washing it in some hot soapy water. I think that was much better, so I just wanted to show you what it ended up looking like. Pretty clean. That one was always pretty clean. And I'm gonna set that back together. And we're good. This one is ready to be stored. I don't even need to do a final rinse on this because I took care of all of that inside the house. So that one is ready. I'm just going to let it sit out in the sun and dry because I don't want to put anything away while it's still wet. So go there. Okay, I went inside the house and I filled up my watering can with some warm water. And even though this has been sitting out in the sun for a bit, I just want to go ahead and do a final rinse because that's what the instructions said. Rinse everything with clean water. Go ahead and do that. That's just to make sure we're getting rid of any residue from the chemicals that were used, or in my case, since I went with something more natural, it shouldn't have been any chemicals, but I still want to rinse it off anyway. And that felt satisfying. Right, even though I know things are wet, I'm still just gonna go ahead and do the after. Finch can be very, very clean. My suet cake feeder, also clean. My little bird feeder here that I keep out in the fields, that one came very, very clean. And then my copper one, let's focus here, mostly clean. There were some spots that were a little bit difficult to handle, but I am satisfied. I feel like it's clean enough that I can go ahead and I'll be able to reuse this again next year. So once again, very good. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean up my area. I'm gonna set these out so they can dry. Okay, I have finished of my task and I just want to summarize what I'm planning on doing to assist with the great bird migration that happens during the fall season, as well as what I consider to be my kind of fall cleanup tasks. So I took you around to all the different areas of where I keep different bird feeders, and I had to make some decisions about which ones were good to leave out and which ones I could go ahead and safely put away for the season. And I based that decision on the number of birds that are still in my area, because the one thing I don't want to do is I don't want to be wasteful. I don't want to be buying bird seed and filling bird seed and then it's not being consumed. And as the fall approaches, it also starts to rain a bit more. And if the bird seed is not being consumed, it could get very moldy. And you definitely don't want that to happen either, because when birds do come and visit, you want to be able to make sure that they're able to eat food safely. So first thing I recommend is deciding which bird feeders are you going to keep and then which ones you're going to safely put away. The second thing is that you don't need to buy as much bird seed anymore. I'm going to miss seeing all of the birds, but I'm also not going to miss running to the store and buying 40 pounds of bird seed at a time. So I did do one last haul, and I will just probably be able to use that at least through the fall season without needing to go back and purchase. So if you're not filling your feeders as frequently as you were, still check on them because you want to make sure that the seed that is in there hasn't succumbed to the elements, that it hasn't developed any mold or anything like that. So periodically check on your bird feeders. The bird feeder cleaning solution that I purchased, thumbs up on that one. My bird feeders had a lot of caked on debris and I didn't even follow the instructions properly and it still did a remarkable job cleaning everything. And then once I did actually follow the process, the directions, it just made cleaning even easier. So definitely recommend the bird cleaning solution that I purchased. And yeah, I mean, even though this is a little bit of a sad time of the year, it's also, that's nature. Nature's doing its thing. So I hope that you had a very successful bird season. It's my first season sharing content with everybody, so I've really enjoyed doing that as well. I do have some travel coming up. I'll be happy to share that with you as well. So leave me a comment. Let me know, how did your bird season go? Did you enjoy your birds? Were you successful? Is there anything you plan on doing differently for the next season? Let's talk about it. I know it's so sad. The birds are gone. They will be back. You provide a good environment for them and they'll be happy to return. So until the next time, thank you everybody for hanging out. Thank you for helping me, make some decisions about what to do with my bird area. And I'll catch you in the next video. Bye everybody.